Hi guys, Steve here. Listen, I just want to do this quick video on the concept of painting by numbers. I often use little analogies or metaphors whenever I'm trying to explain concepts to people, because if you know one thing and something's described in terms of it, then it makes it much easier for your brain to grasp the concept. For example, if someone didn't know what a hyena was, but they knew what a dog was, you could say, well, a hyena is a kind of a wild dog that lives in a pack in Africa and hunts zebras and buffalo and one thing and another, and therefore they would have a kind of an idea. Then you could explain what its coat looked like, etc., etc. That is, of course, if you didn't have a photograph. But whenever we're trying to speak about abstract concepts, which is what we're doing when we're talking about trading, we have to use analogies. They help us to comprehend what to expect, comprehend what it is that we're trying to say. And I often use this saying, you've probably heard me saying it over and over again, guys, this isn't painting by numbers. And I just realized the other day I'd used it 2 or 3 times with the same trader over several days, and the concept crossed my mind. I was wondering when I was offline, I was wondering, why can't he get this concept? And it struck me that maybe he doesn't know what painting by numbers is, because I assume that because someone knows English, then they know all of the little terminologies that we have in English. And it's come across to me that this term painting by numbers probably has a very different name. The thing will exist in different cultures, in different countries, in different languages, but their name for it may be very, very different. So let's just talk about what painting by numbers is, and how what I mean whenever I talk about trading isn't like painting by numbers. So let's just start here. Paint by numbers, or painting by numbers, describes kits having a board on which light blue or grey lines indicate areas to paint, and each area has a number with a corresponding numbered paint. So you get children's activity books, or you get a little kit, and it comes with a board with little lines on it and numbers on it, and you've got corresponding paints, and then you go ahead and you put the right colour paint into the right box, and you end up with a picture. So let's have a look at one. There's a little time lapse here of YouTube of someone doing painting by numbers. And there you have it. You can see the outline in the background, and then they're taking the paint and they're filling it in. This is what we do when we analyse. We're using Elliott's lines and guidelines and rules to paint a picture in the background of where we think price is going to go, and then as price moves, it fills in the picture for us. But sometimes the picture that it fills in isn't the picture that we've drawn, which, unlike painting by numbers, can't happen, because painting by numbers is what you expect it to be. Whereas with trading, with using Elliott, with using any form of forecasting, price will often not do what we expect. So then you say, well, then what's the point of the whole thing? The important thing is that there are periods of time when it does do what we expect, and when it doesn't do what we expect, that's when we use our trading strategy to ensure that we protect our capital. And that's kind of it in a nutshell. So let's see, what is it I mean by that? Well, if we go over to this, for example, there's the part that's been painted already, and then we've got to work out, using Elliott, what are the other lines? What do they look like? Because we don't come with a canvas that already has lines on it. There's our canvas, guys. And what we've got to do is use Elliott's theory, or whatever other theory that you want to use, to project where things are going to go. So if we decide, listen, guys, this is going to come down in a 3 or a 5, or whatever it might be, we'll draw something like that on, and we'll make projections using all of our tools that say that this should come down to there, but it isn't painting by numbers, guys. Because we put a line in there doesn't mean that the price is definitely going to follow that line. Therefore, that's why we analyze it every single day and we say, how close is this to our projection? Have we got something wrong? Is it going to take some other format? We know that it takes certain formats. There are variations in formats, and therefore if it's going to make a different format, then we've got to adjust what we've seen, what's been painted up to now, to what our forecast is going to be. So, for example, this, when we got to here, we said, well, we're going to get a pullback up into this region. That's what happened. But what happened before it got to there is we went through all of this corrective phase. Then it moved predictably. That's when we make our money. And then we got on into an unpredictable stage, which is another correction, where we said initially it was going to come down to here. Then we said, well, it's going to be an ABC and it's going to come down to there. And now it's done an ABC and started to come down, and then it's gone back, and now everyone's doubting what it's doing. Well, guys, it's still going to do that. That's my projection of it using our Elliott wave theory. That's what it should do. Will it do that? We do not know. We do not know. Therefore, when we're in corrective phases, we use our trading strategy to catch it when it runs in the direction that we expect it, and to save ourselves whenever it goes wrong. We cannot guarantee that our projection is going to be right. And you'll find that if you go and you look at the projections of practically every decent Elliott wave theorist, or even any decent trader, they'll all tell you that the high probability situation from here is that we will get a correction of that move up. We don't know exactly where it can come to, but we do know that ordinarily, usually, often, high probability is that it will come down into this region between the 50 and 60% retracement of the move up, and then we should get a move on. Whether that happens or not is irrelevant, guys. When we get down to here, we'll make our forecast at that point. But for now, we're projecting it down. If it doesn't do certain things over the next week or so, then we can turn around and we can say, hey guys, this is doing something different. Let's see what ideas Elliott has for what we're looking at. That's what I mean by it isn't painting by numbers. It can change. So when you're trading through something like this, it is difficult. Don't give up. Don't panic. Don't overtrade. Just take your time, learn it, trade through it, and then when we get into the good times, make your money, and we get into another correction, be careful of your trading. Okay guys, I hope that helps explain what I mean by painting by numbers and how that relates to trading. Okay, bye for now.